Today, we're going to have an epic showdown. We're going to pit two of the biggest art brands in the world together. This is a Copic marker. This is my go-to brand when I am trying to color something with markers, such as this manga anime drawing that I did a while back. This was completely colored with Copic markers, and I'm very proud of this drawing, but it was made with a Copic marker. This is a Prismacolor marker. Prismacolor is more known for making their colored pencils, but I happen to actually have a pack of their markers, and I used it a while back in May to do this Donald Duck. I did some colored pencil over there with the Prismacolor, but I used mostly over around this entire drawing the Prismacolor markers. So today we're going to pit the Copic markers versus Prismacolor markers together, and let's see what happens. So what's the big difference between these two markers, and what's the difference between quality between these two markers? Well, first of all, let's talk about pricing. All right, these Prismacolors, if you want to get 12 of them, all right, that's not too big or small number. I got 12 of these for about $15, and I got if you want to look, I went online and checked out the price for 12 of these Copic markers. They're about $68.99, so almost $70 if you want to blow money for a Copic. So, but these Prismacolors, are they good quality? Will a cheap marker still produce a good result like Copic does? That's what we're going to discuss in today's episode. Now, these Prismacolors, they have a chisel tip, and on the other side they have like a bullet tip, much like the original Copic. But the variant I use, the Copic Sketch, still has a brush tip, but it also has a chisel tip on the other end, so we can check that out. This is the chisel tip, and I feel like even I hate using chisel tips and markers, but these Copics, I actually don't mind using the chisel tip too much. I used the chisel tip once, like completely in a video. You can go check that out. It's in the card section up there. But these chisel tips, they feel a lot like harder for me. They feel a lot harder than like the Copic. So I really don't like. I really don't like using the chisel tip, but I would prefer the Copic over the Prismacolor. But the question is, can you still create nice art with these Prismacolors? And that's what we're gonna figure out today. But we're going to need a drawing to compare these two markers. So that's what I'm going to do right now. We're gonna compare these two markers in just a second. But first, we need to make a drawing. Let's do this. Alright, so we've completed our drawing of the Joker. I used a Dixon Ticonderoga pencil for this. I used a hard version of the pencil. It doesn't really matter how you use it. This is not really a tutorial. And then I used this Uni-Pin pen. I rarely use it anymore, but I just want a little bit of variation between the Uni-Pin and, of course, my go-to pen, the Pigma Micron. So that's what we're gonna do. But we need a second drawing to compare these two markers. I really don't want to do a second drawing, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna magically place my hand here and a second drawing will appear. And wham! There we go. We have two Jokers now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to, on one side, I'm going to use Copic, and the other side I'm going to use Prismacolor, and we're going to see if a low-quality marker like Prismacolor, I wouldn't say they're low quality, but they're definitely cheaper than it. So we're going to see if a cheaper marker will still produce nice results like Copic does. Okay, so I'm actually pretty impressed by how the Prismacolors came out. I think what happens is the Copics last a lot longer than the Prismacolors. I actually use the Prismacolors for a couple videos, and so I've had it for a lot longer than the Copics, but they are already beginning to dry out. As you can see on this other side, they're starting to get a little bit of a texture that I don't really like. But the Copics, I think after they dry, the color tends to become different. Like, I actually picked out, let's see if I can find it right here. This Copic that looks a lot like a purple, but then turned out to become sort of like an indigo-ish blue. So, you gotta be careful about that when you, pick the colors for Copics. But Prismacolors, they give you a nice bold color. As soon as it comes out, it's not going to change. So that's the good thing about Copics. And I think this was a really interesting challenge to see what low quality markers can get you. I think you don't if you don't want to, you don't have to blow a lot of money on Copics, and you can just resort to these Prismacolors. But I would still recommend. I wouldn't really recommend them, because it might not work for you. You might not be able to afford it. But these are still my go-to markers. These Copic is, I think, in my opinion, Copic would win this challenge. But I'm very impressed by how this came out. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it interesting and helpful. So if you ever want to get some markers, you'll know if you'll be able to decide if you want to get Copics or Prismacolors. And of course, because these are not really alcohol based, you can't really blend them. So as you can see, I did a lot of blending in the hair. Also, in Copics, there's this thing called the colorless blender. So if I ever get like something, the color goes out, that's why it's so clean, right? As you can see, there's something over there. So all I do is just color on top of it, and it's sort of like it sort of like pushes it back into the drawing, and then later it just fades away, as you can see. So that's a pretty cool part about Copics. But if you're a good artist, if you know how to keep within the lines, Prismacolor is a great marker. I think they're a good budget marker, but if you want a really good nice feel, I think I would go for the Copics. So again, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for weekly videos. Monday and Thursday I will upload videos like this. Thursday I would usually upload art videos. Monday I would sometimes do art videos, or I would give writing lessons. But until my next video, we'll see you next time on The Drawing Life.